Welcome back viewers. From today's video onwards, we are going to check out a new Linux distribution. The name of Linux distribution is TinyCore Linux. And this is the web page of TinyCore Linux, tinycorelinux.net. The TinyCore project is a highly modular based system with community built extensions. It starts with a recent Linux kernel, vmlinuz. So you can get this Linux kernel from the kernel.org. And our root file system and startup script package with a basic set of kernel modules in the core.gz. So core itself is just 11 MB in size, and it is combined together with the kernel. And this is the foundation for user created desktop servers and appliances. So TinyCore is CorePlus Xvesa.tcz plus Xprogs.tcz, aterm.tcz, FLTK 1.3 TCZ, and the FLWM. This is the window manager.tcz and the wbar.tcz. So TinyCore system or the TinyCore Linux itself becomes an example of what the core project can produce. That is a 16 MB FLTK or FLWM desktop. CorePlus offers a simple way to get started using the core philosophy with included community package extensions, enabling easy embedded frugal or pendrive installation of the user's choice of supported desktop while maintaining the core principle of mounted extensions with full package management. It is not a complete desktop, nor it is all hardware completely supported. So a very minimal set of applications, minimal set of support for hardware is there. So it is just enough to get you started. It represents only the core needed to boot into a very minimal X desktop, typically with a wired internet access. The user has complete control over which applications or additional hardware that needs to be supported. For the desktop, it might be a desktop, a netbook, an appliance, a server, selectable by the user using the additional applications from online repositories or easily compiling almost anything you desire using the tools provided. And these are some news section. So you can see some news are there. You can go through that. I'm not going into much details regarding the news. So the goal of TinyCore project is the creation of a nomadic ultra small graphical desktop operating system capable of booting from CD-ROM, pendrive, or from a hard disk. The desktop is extremely fast in booting and is able to support additional applications and hardware of the choice made by the users. While TinyCore always resides in RAM, additional application extensions can either reside in RAM or can be mounted from a persistent storage device or installed into a persistent storage device. We invite interested users and developers to explore TinyCore. With our forums, we have an open development model. We encourage shared knowledge. We promote community involvement and community built application extensions. Anyone can contribute to our project by packaging their favorite applications or hardware support to run on TinyCore. The TinyCore Linux team currently consists of 8 members who peruse the forums to assist from answering questions to helping package new extensions. So you can join the IRC free node for TinyCore Linux from here. The link is given. That's it. And now let us go over to the intro page. So TinyCore is a unique and minimalistic distribution of Linux operating system and tools. Experienced Linux users won't miss much thing by skipping straight to the core concepts page. To find out if the TinyCore is the right distribution for you, the document starts at ground zero and says what TinyCore is not. A few key features follow, and then the page wraps up with links for further reading, where to get TinyCore and where to find help. Afterwards, you can get even more answers by browsing the wiki and exploring the forums. Many questions have already come already with the answers, and writing down few questions will help others in the future. So what is TinyCore? You can check this out here. So links are given. Is the TinyCore for me? So if Linux and distributions are confusing for you, then TinyCore might not be for you. To help you decide, you need to know few things about TinyCore. So to get started, TinyCore is not a duplicate of another really small common operating system. Which is this operating system? So this is the OS statistics. Different OS statistics is given. Windows 11, 10, 8, 7, Linux, Mac, Chrome OS and mobile OS. So here you can see these are all the popular Linux distributions here given here with the you can say market share of the different operating systems here. So TinyCore, you will not find TinyCore here. It is a part of Linux, and inside the Linux also it is a very minuscule part, because very advanced users will use this. You can start with it, but if you are a good user of Linux, you can switch over to TinyCore and become an advanced user. So all that help what you require, you will get it in the TinyCore wiki, and you can explore the forums and learn from other users using the wiki and the forums. It is not a turnkey operating system, so TinyCore can help you what you want, what your needs are or what you want to do. But TinyCore stays tiny, but not including tools like the browser or word processor. So there is no browser or word processor. If you want, you can install, you can compile the browser or word processor yourself in the TinyCore, and then you can use it. But right from the beginning, it is not there in the system. So all not all, but most of the popular applications that you take for granted in other Linux distributions, they are not available in TinyCore. If you want, you have to compile it for yourself and then start using it on TinyCore. TinyCore will support that application. TinyCore is not for everyone. TinyCore is fast, powerful and flexible. You can use TinyCore without much technical knowledge, but like any strong tool, TinyCore has become really useful if you know how to use it. A great starter skills will include command line usage or simply shell scripting, and the Linux file and permission management, and some reasonably fast typing skills. Why is TinyCore special? So it is very small. At just 10 megabytes, TinyCore is 1 by 400 or 1 by 100 the size of mostly widely used operating systems in the world, even compared to most Linux distributions. That makes TinyCore flexible enough to be stored and run from USB sticks, just about full CD or even embedded devices hardware. TinyCore uses the Linux kernel and a set of command line interfaces and tools using the BusyBox. TinyCore has flexible and fully customizable graphical user interface desktops. Mouse, keyboard and screen support basically works right out of the box due to the FLWM, that is the FL Window Manager, and the FLTK desktop. You can quickly install and try out a wide variety of other desktops and interfaces, including the Fluxbox, XFC, OpenBox, IceWM, JAWS Window Manager, LXD and others. TinyCore does not ship with most end user software. Instead, TinyCore lets you quickly and easily compare, select, download and install your preferred web browser, word processor, music player and other software. Every time TinyCore loads, it is a brand spanking new. That means TinyCore just doesn't get a blue screen. Instead of installing programs into the system file space and risking damage to the system files, TinyCore uses program extensions that are re-prepared at each reboot, and they are prepared very fast. So every time your system will boot, all the applications will be available to you via extensions. So the system file space won't contain any of the applications that you install in TinyCore. Instead, they will be ready for the user use via the extensions. What these extensions are, that we will see when we check out the desktops and the TinyCore itself. Unlike most operating systems, the TinyCore can run completely from RAM. Individuals with RAM to spare can even use TinyCore to load and run their programs from RAM. You don't know your computer would run OpenOffice and Firefox so quickly. So the typical user applications like OpenOffice and Firefox can run very fast in TinyCore as compared to other Linux distributions and other operating systems. Experienced users can still install TinyCore to disk, but TinyCore can run with just 48 MBs of RAM or less. TinyCore is always finds your network and network card right away. You will be adding applications and tools after usually quick boot. You can even come back here and ransack the forums if you find the need for help. Linofiles that get things done without a GUI can get into the microcore, a version of TinyCore without X server that is under 7 MB. Wow. TinyCore is under active community development and is led by a team of really dedicated people. So we will check this out later. You will find answers and questions in the forum, and you can add your experiences to the wiki. We will open up the wiki also. Help to add extensions to the TinyCore repository and read enough TinyCore to make your head spin. So before you go for the download, you have to take time to read the easy and quick and easy overview, and it covers the basics of running the TinyCore from CD-ROM or a US pen drive. Most will be learning the TinyCore the quick and easy way. For advanced information, read the core concepts. So this is it. So now what I will going to do is, let us check out the screenshots. So this is the ISO boot screen. This is the TinyCore desktop. This is the terminal window. This is how it looks in the TinyCore OS. I will just, so this is the terminal. So the TinyCore is running headless here. There is no X server here. This is how the TinyCore looks with the wbar application launcher. So the wbar application launcher is just like a dock at the bottom. Then you have got the terminal window here. So this is how the terminal looks in FLWM window manager. This is the control panel of TinyCore OS. Then this is how the app browser looks. It is not yet connected to the application repository. You will require an internet connection to do it. After the internet connection is available, the app browser or the application browser will connect to the application repositories, and here you can see these are all the applications with the .tcz, that is the TinyCore Z extension, and then you can install it. So all the applications are available as an extension. So whenever you boot into the TinyCore, the extensions also get loaded in the system, and the system will let you use the application via this TCZ, that is the application extensions, TinyCore application extensions. So no applications are loaded into the system file area. Everything is loaded via the extensions to the TinyCore system, that is the .tcz format. This is how the system downloads an application from the application repository. So here in this case, the game Ace of Penguins is getting downloaded. It is very fast, and you will be able to play many games, and many applications are available for the users. So here you can see the download has completed, and the application is available for use. And you can see here the Ace of Penguins game, you can play it here. So this is how the game loads up and looks in the your FLWM window manager. And here you can see some desktop applications like wallpaper are running here. Control panel wallpaper is there, so they are running here. And I think this is the application to change the wbar icons. So icon sets are given here, and which icons are visible on the uh, you can say wbar. You can change it from here. Okay, and the wallpaper selection dialog is given here. You can also do an application audit and package management using this application. And there is exit and exit options dialog. So you can shut down, reboot, exit to prompt. And there is also backup option is also available here. So that's it for the screenshot. And in installation, you can see here how to go about the installation. Everything will be given here. You can check this out for yourself. I'm not going in much details because then otherwise it will be very much long. Okay, then core concepts installation we are done. Yes, now in the core concepts, these are the core concepts given here. The philosophy is the installation, everything is given. Boot codes are there. So different boot codes have to be used depending on the options at the boot time. So boot codes, how the boot codes, everything we will check during the installation itself. USB and external storage device, special requirements, dependency checking and downloading, modes of operation. So 3 modes of operation are given here. You can see default mode is cloud or internet. Mount mode is TCZ install. Copy mode is TCZ install plus copy to file system .flg or lst. The default mode cloud and internet. The mount mode is given here. And the copy mode of operation is also given. Backup mode is also there. And restore mode is also available. Persistent home and the bottom matter is there. So these are all the core concepts of TinyCore OS. Then in the book is also given here. You can download the book. You can download and share the PDF. Then FAQs are given. You can read all these FAQs, so you will get a better understanding of the operation of TinyCore OS. These are the TinyCore forum, so you can interact with other users. You can check out the different questions and answers given here, so you will get a better understanding of TinyCore OS. You can see here how to import Debian packages to mountable SCE extensions, general TCs, off topics, everything is there. You just check it out. TinyCore base announcements are also given here. Then further in the download section, you can download. So core is 17 MB, TinyCore is 23 MB, and the CorePlus is 248 MB. So what I'm going to do is we will try this out, that is the CorePlus system. So CorePlus is an installation image and not the distribution. It is recommended for new users who only have access to a wireless network or use a non-US keyboard layout. It includes the base core system and installation tools to provide for the setup with the following options: choice of 7 window managers, wireless support via many firmware files and NDIS wrapper, non-US keyboard support, and a remastering tool. So I am going to use this CorePlus. So we will check out all the desktops that are available, while the users themselves can go with the Core OS, that is just 17 MB, which provides a command line interface and therefore recommended for experienced users only. Command line tools are provided so that extensions can be added to create a system with graphical desktop environment, ideal for servers, appliances, and custom desktops. TinyCore is recommended option for new users who have got a wired network connection. It includes the base core system plus XGUI applications for dynamic FLTK, FLWM graphical desktop environment. So this will Core OS will it is a headless system. It is doesn't have any desktop. TinyCore has only one desktop, that is the FLTK or FLWM graphical desktop, while CorePlus has got options for multiple graphical desktops. So we are going to try this one in our videos, and you can go through the different information regarding the core release files, release notes, release candidates, the ports, TinyCore ports to x86-64, D-Core, Raspberry Pi. You can browse the TCZs, recently updated TCZs, that is the extension, application extensions. Browse the Git repository of TinyCore down, or you can view the download how to. And this is the wiki page. So you can go through the wiki page, everything is given here. So there is a separate wiki for the TinyCore Linux, D-Core wiki, PyCore. So you can install TinyCore Linux on your Raspberry Pi also. So all this thing, it is given everything that you need to start up with your TinyCore experience is given here. I will just close what is not required. And I think we have checked out the wikis. Yes, we have checked out the wikis. I will go back, and in the About Us section, you can check out the founder of TinyCore OS is Robert Shingledecker. He is a lead developer, emeritus, and global administrator. And other developers are Kuraga, Jason W, Juanito, Robert Schumann, Brian Smith, Bela Marcus, Joe Rabensky, and there are some administrators also like Ken Porter, Chris Livesey, the Hatch Rule, and the graphics section is managed by Dale Marks, who is a graphics artist. So this is the small team. I think 8 people are there. And the repo browser is there. Let us check out the repo browser, but it is not opening up, not found. So maybe it is down, or they are updating it, or something is going on in the server. That's why this is web page is not found out. So that's it for TinyCore OS. We are going to try out the TinyCore OS with the different desktops. So we'll try out the different desktops, and I will show you some applications. I will try to download them. I will download the application extensions, install the applications, and we will try to run the applications. So first we will do an installation of FLWM graphical desktop. Then we will try out the different desktops one by one. And after that, I will try to show you how to install the different application extensions, that is the .tcz extensions. And then we will check out whether the applications are running on the TinyCore OS or not. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video with the installation of TinyCore OS in a virtual machine. So see you then. Bye bye.